Are you ready to take bold action and live a life of brilliance? Welcome to the Bold and Brilliant podcast, where women leaders share inspiring stories about daring decisions that shape their businesses, their lives, and their careers. Today, I'm bringing you a message from my own heart and my own experience, because here's the thing: brilliance doesn't mean burnout. Welcome to the Bold and Brilliant podcast. Hi, friends, and welcome back to the Bold and Brilliant podcast. I'm Tracie Root, and today I want to talk about something that I think so many women in leadership, entrepreneurship, and life are quietly struggling with. And that's the idea that in order to be successful, in order to be brilliant, we somehow have to be exhausted all the time. That if we're not working constantly, pushing, proving, producing, answering messages, showing up everywhere, carrying everyone else's needs, building the business, taking care of the family, keeping the house running, then maybe we're not doing enough. And honestly, I think a lot of brilliant women are burning themselves out, trying to earn a life they were actually meant to enjoy. So today I want to have a real conversation about burnout, ambition, boundaries, rest, and redefining what success actually looks like. I grew up in Silicon Valley, basically, right in that whereabouts. And as a high achiever from a young age, I don't know if it's nature or nurture, but I think that we were taught in the 70s and 80s, directly or indirectly, that being busy means being valuable. Especially as women, we are the nurturers. We have to prove ourselves in the world of the patriarchy. And I'm also an oldest sibling, oldest girl. So we learn to become the dependable one, the capable one, the one who can handle it. Gen X women out there, let's add Gen X into the mix. The one who says yes, of course, the one who keeps going no matter what. And eventually, exhaustion starts to feel normal. And stopping feels like laziness and judgment. But here's one thing I've learned. Being overwhelmed is not proof that your life is meaningful. And burnout is not a requirement for success. I actually think that some of the most brilliant women are the ones that I know who are learning how to protect their energy instead of constantly depleting it. Burnout doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like feeling disconnected from your own joy, snapping at people you love, losing your creativity, struggling to make simple decisions, feeling resentful about work you used to love, and being tired all the time without being able to truly rest. And sometimes burnout hides inside achievement. Because from the outside, everything can still look successful. The business is functioning, the events are happening, the clients are coming in, and you're still smiling on social media. But internally, you feel like you're running on fumes. And I think we need to normalize talking about that. One thing I've realized over the years is that brilliance actually needs space. Creativity needs space. Vision needs space. Connection needs space. You cannot hear yourself clearly when your nervous system is constantly in survival mode. And I say this as someone who's spent years rebuilding life after big losses, stress, and survival. For a long time, I felt I just needed to keep pushing harder. But eventually I realized constant pressure wasn't helping me become more powerful. It was disconnecting me from myself. And honestly, some of my best ideas my most aligned visions, my clearest vision came after I finally gave myself permission to pause. So can we just say this clearly? Rest is not laziness. Rest is strategy. Rest is wisdom. Rest is leadership. And I know for ambitious women, rest can feel uncomfortable because when you're used to producing all the time, rest can feel wrong. But what if rest is actually a part of the process? What if your next level of clarity requires you to breathe first? What if the answer isn't work harder, do more, but create differently? This is honestly one of the reasons I care so deeply about retreats and community experiences, because women don't often realize how depleted they are until they finally slow down long enough to feel it. Let me say that again. You may not realize how tired you are until you slow down long enough to feel it. And then something beautiful happens. We're breathing up here, we're making it happen. And when we finally take a deeper breath, we really exhale. And we can feel every cell in our body take in that oxygen and let out that waste air. With the deep inhale and exhale, we remember who we are underneath all the responsibilities. One of the most bold things you can do is decide you don't want to build your life the exhausting way anymore. You get to create success differently. You get to build with support, ask for help, take breaks, create boundaries, choose aligned opportunities, and define success on your own terms. You do not need to earn rest by reaching total exhaustion first. Here's a scenario. What if we just stayed awake and moving forward until we collapsed and fell asleep, passed out? We realize that in a short-term sense, that is not something that's healthy for us. It's not something that's going to help us be our best for ourselves or for others, right? Imagine going through your day that way and just moving forward and moving forward and moving forward and deciding not to go to bed, not to rest until you literally pass out. Now take that scenario. I've often said that, if there were 36 hours in the day, it would be good because you could stay awake for 24 and go to sleep for 12. I should say I've often said that. I said that back in the day, back when I was 25 or 30 or 35. Now that I'm 20 plus years beyond that, I can imagine that scenario and realize how completely unsupportive, unhealthy, unproductive, and unhappy I would be if I did that. Now put it on the macro. We keep going day after day after day after day without taking the rest until we're so burnt out, our body makes us. We get sick. We get headaches, migraines, some people get. The illnesses that catch up with us after a lifetime of overdoing it is the same thing as never going to bed at night. So remember, you do not need to earn rest by reaching total exhaustion first. And you certainly do not need to destroy your well-being in order to prove that you're capable. Your brilliance already exists. It's already in you. So the question is, can you create a life that actually supports it? If this episode resonated with you today, I want you to ask yourself one simple question. What would change if I stopped treating burnout like a normal part of success? And maybe your next bold action is smaller than you think. Maybe it's saying no to something. Maybe it's taking a walk, asking for support, taking a day off. You can take a day off. Joining a community. Finally giving yourself permission to rest without guilt. Because brilliant women deserve sustainable success too. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. And if this episode spoke to you, I'd love for you to share it with another woman who might be needing this reminder. If you're looking for a community of women who believe in growing together instead of burning out alone, come join us in the Gather community. You can find more about that on my website, on my links page, in the show notes. And you can connect with everything we're creating over in the Gather community and in our world. And until next time, stay bold, stay brilliant, and take care of yourself along the way. See you soon. Thank you for listening to the Bold and Brilliant podcast. I'm your host, Tracie Root, and I want to invite you to check out the show notes, find out where you can connect with our guests, find out more about what I and the Gather community have to offer you, and be sure to subscribe to this podcast on your favorite platform. Thanks so much.